the corps commander is expecting my remarks. Why is Major General SD man? Sir! Who is the massive man now? Answer the question. Between you and I now, who is the massive man? Me, sir. Okay, then. Please come. Well, when I was told that I must have to wear this tank suit, I made up my mind that I was going to ask the corps commander that before I leave here, he must produce a tank that will accommodate my size. So if you can't do that, then we will not leave here. Well, it's good to be here. I'm happy that I'm seeing the faces of people like Major General Sadi. Well, there's our force. Okay, all of us are the same now. All right. Our special guest, the Deputy Governor of Bauchi State, His Excellency Senator Olufemi, who is ably represented here this morning by his deputy, His Excellency Right Honorable Mohammed Awad Tachau, the Commander Training and Operating Command of the Nigerian Army, Principal Staff Officers from Defense and Services Headquarters, our Chief Host and Co-Host, Commanders of the Armoured and Infantry Corps, other Corps Commanders there present, General Officers Commanding and the Air Officer Commanding Special Operations Command, Commandants of Nigerian Army Training Institutions, Brigade Commanders, the Commissioner of Police, Bauchi State Command, and heads of other security agencies they are present, senior officers, both serving and retired. I always want to appreciate our retired senior colleagues who are, wherever I go to, because these were people that gave so much to the Army and laid the foundation for what we are enjoying today. We appreciate you all. Esteemed participants of the Combat Arms Training Week, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and deep sense of responsibility that I join you here today at the opening ceremony of the Combat Arms Training Week for year 2025. The ambience gives me a sense of nostalgia that is reminiscent of the sense of comradeship that always existed between the combatants of the Nigerian Army. A community built on years of enduring commitment to excellence, brotherhood, and service to our great nation, Nigeria. It is in this spirit that I want to welcome all our distinguished invited guests this year's Combat Arms Training Week, hosted by the Nigerian Army Infantry and Armoured Corps. It is by tradition that this event is held annually by the Combat Arms of the Nigerian Army to appraise the activities of the Corps in the various theaters of operations across the country. The theme of this year's Combat Arms Training Week, strengthening combat arms cooperation in the joint environment, a prerequisite for success in counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations, in order to be made more timely in today's complex and fluid battlespace, particularly in our counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism operation theaters. Success hinges upon the ability of combatants to harness their strengths in cohesion, which is complemented by the varied support of other corps, leading to a well-articulated orchestration of fighting potential. In essence, no single arm can win the fight alone, and operational success begins with a seamless integration and collaboration between the combatants. This lays the foundation for operational concepts and provides aid needed to address operational challenges, as well as achieve the desired instincts. The training week is more than just a theoretical operational exercise. for a forum to enhance the operational effectiveness of our troops across all theaters, especially those in the Northeast and Northwest zones. The lessons learned in the field and intercourse collaborations which this training week provides will directly translate into more coordinated and impactful outcomes in the field. Hence, it is imperative to note that dedicated leadership, resilience, and ongoing commitment to our mission and mission objectives to take precedence in our decision-making process at all levels. As projected in the future with optimism, our key priorities will be to enhance the capacity of our troops. This will be done by infusing the necessary capabilities into our training schedules to better prepare troops to adapt to fluid situations and place us in a more favorable position to neutralize or defeat external threats to our national security. However, this can only be achieved by ensuring that troops are provided with timely logistics and adequate welfare. We will also continue to improve strategic communication, bridge gaps in our force assessment, sustain innovative leadership, and enhance support of the Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Army, and other security agencies. However, the Nigerian Army will not relegate the importance of the support from stakeholders in various geopolitical zones, or the importance of ministries, departments, and agencies at the federal and state levels of government. In addition, we shall acknowledge the efforts of neighboring countries, armies, and international partners in the quest to end transborder threats in the West African region. It is therefore essential for the combatants and indeed all other arms and services of the Nigerian Army to continue to explore ingenious and workable ideas for mitigating emerging threats while making the most available resources at their disposal. I have noted that with the varied backgrounds and professional prayers of participants and resource persons, this year's event will excite a positive exchange of ideas that will refine our professional practices. It is my expectation that during this event, planning will be tested under pressure and doctrine will meet reality. But more importantly, it will give collective strength to serve our great nation, Nigeria, will be forged. I want to reaffirm that the Nigerian Army will continue to effectively mitigate the security challenges that have tried or failed to threaten our resolve or the peace and unity of Nigeria. We will continue to adopt new methods in line with international best practices to enhance and sustain our capabilities as we project into the future. In the discharge of our constitutional roles, I therefore charge everyone here today to approach every issue with a clear and unbiased demeanor aimed on the pursuit of ensuring the security of our nation and safeguarding the sanctity of Nigeria's sovereignty. At this juncture, I wish to specially thank all the speech invited guests, retired senior officers and resource persons for honoring our invitation to make this event a success. I urge all participants, particularly the junior commanders, to contribute positively so as to get the best out of the training week. My special appreciation goes to the Executive Governor of Bauchi State, His Excellency Senator Bala Mohammed, who is ably reflected here this morning by his deputy, His Excellency Right Honorable Mohammed Awad Atal. Let me also commend Commander Armoured and his dedicated team for this meticulous planning, of this year's combatant training. Their efforts, extensive planning, coordination, and engagement with key stakeholders in Army officers among others have ensured we have an impactful event. Finally, let me seize this opportunity, as always, to once again thank and appreciate the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, for his strategic guidance, continuous support and encouragement to the Nigerian Army. Its timely interventions have been instrumental to the successes we have so far achieved as an army. On these notes, I have received the honor and privilege this morning to declare the Combat Arms Training 2024 open. I wish you all fruitful and impactful celebrations. Thank you and God bless. Before I take my seat, the last time I was in this hall, there were several complaints about the structure itself. So I think I'm going to discuss with the corps commander to see how we can review this hall.
May I fondly say that I hope the Chief of Army Staff is not planning to join my constituency immediately after retirement. Yes. Thank you very much. In the name of God, the specially master and especially master, the special guest of honor, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Oluyede, esteemed holder of the prestigious Nigerian Army Medal and member, National Institute. The Commander Training and Doctrine Command of the Nigerian Army, the principal staff officers from Defense Headquarters and Services Headquarters here present, our Chief Host and Co-Host Commanders Armoured and Infantry Corps, members of the Executive Council, which I always refer to as the members of the highest decision-making body, distinguished colleagues that are here with us, advisors to His Excellency, especially the advisor political, a brother that is in our midst, other co-members, co-commanders here present, General and Air Officers commanding here present, Commandant of the Nigerian Army Training Institutions here present, Brigade Commanders, our Royal Fathers here with us this morning, the Commissioner of Police, Bauchi State Command, the Director SS, Bauchi Command, and other heads of paramilitary and sister agencies that are here with us this morning, senior officers, both serving and retired, esteemed participants, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very good morning. It is with profound gratitude to Almighty Allah, the most merciful and most compassionate, that I stand before you today as the special guest at this important event. The 225 Combat Arms Training Week of the Nigerian Army. This annual gathering is not merely a ritual of routine exercise. It is a critical platform aimed at enhancing collaboration, evaluating combat readiness, refining tactical efficiency, and crafting strategic responses by the Infantry and Armoured Corps of the Nigerian Army. I am confident that the lessons, reflections, and innovations emerging from this training will further strengthen the operational capacity of the Nigerian Army, placing it in an even better position to defend our territorial integrity, to support civil authority in safeguarding internal peace and security, as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Indeed, the nature of security challenges confronting our nation today has become increasingly complex and dynamic. The Nigerian Army, in response, has been deployed across nearly every state of the Federation in aid of civil authorities. The asymmetric and amorphous threats we face today, ranging from terrorism, banditry, insurgency, to communal arrest, demand a blend of kinetic and non-kinetic approaches and multidimensional strategies. In line with the global best practices, continuous training remains a lifeline of any professional army. This Combat Arms Training Week epitomizes the unwavering commitment of the Nigerian Army to sharpen its swords and polish its shields, so that whenever called upon, will respond with unmatched professionalism, precision, and patriotic fervor. I am particularly heartened by the ongoing position of the Nigerian Army into a more agile, more resilient, and professional force, capable of confronting threat both within and beyond our borders. Your gallant effort has substantially curtailed the menace of Boko Haram and other insurgent groups. For this, I must commend the visionary leadership of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His steadfast commitment to strengthening the capacity of our armed forces is truly bearing fruits. Permit me to specially express my deep appreciation to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Oluyede, for his sterling leadership and exemplary standard of professionalism he has instilled across the Nigerian Army. Here in Bauchi, we have been direct beneficiaries of the Nigerian Army's courage, diligence, and commitment. The collaborative synergy between the Nigerian Army and other security agencies has remarkably enhanced security architecture of our state, making Bauchi one of the most peaceful in the Federation today. Your presence has given us not just security, but a climate of peace and stability necessary for economic growth and social harmony. We are also deeply encouraged by your forward-looking initiatives, such as the affordable home ownership option for all soldiers program, a testament to your abiding concern for the welfare and dignity of our men and women in uniform. These investments, the well-being of the rank and file, are not just noble, they are critical to sustain high morale and loyalty that the Nigerian Army is known for. As you deliberate, strategize, and train this week, know that the people, know that the hardworking, tax-paying, peace-loving, and law-abiding people of Bauchi State and government of Bauchi State stand firmly with you. Bauchi, the Pile of Tourism, welcomes you warmly and wholeheartedly. We recognize your sacrifices. We appreciate your effort. We honor your courage, and we reaffirm our unwavering support for the Nigerian Army in the noble and sacred duty of serving our beloved nation. It is my earnest prayer that your deliberation this week will be fruitful, innovative, and impactful, and that they will further consolidate the glorious tradition of excellence for which the Nigerian Army is globally recognized. On this note, I wish you all the most successful training week. May Almighty Allah continue to protect you. May He continue to guide you and crown your effort with victory. All these counts on behalf of my boss, who are always referred to as the forcible force of nature that builds so much and so quickly with the minimal resources in Bauchi State. God bless Bauchi State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.